Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 3rd of August. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director at Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is the weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week we have Deep Yellow, Treasury Wines, Terracom, Botanix Pharma and Patriot Metals. So if you have a request, please send it through. Make sure you've signed up to the free newsletter, but if you do want our better tips, you need to get the Dynamic Investor Report, which comes out on Tuesday. However, if you do enjoy these videos, please share them on social media or you can leave us a review. Our main business is in portfolio management, so if you'd like to have a trading account with me and have me personally guide you, then please let me know. And all the advice here is general only. So here we've got Deep Yellow. So the first buy signal was in early June, so we had a look at this one in the Dynamic Investor Report in early June. So you basically had this sort of cup and handle formation here and then the breakout. So that was the first buy signal on good volume. And in terms of what it's doing now, we could see that after that nice run up, it's eased back to retest the breakout. So you got this sort of bull flag. And then we can see in the last couple of days, it's bounced off that quite solidly on really good volume. So look, that's another buy signal. And I think that should continue on here, and you'd be looking at a retest of this zone up near 90 cents. Okay, Treasury Wines. So since the start of the year, it's sort of slipped back into a downtrend. Most recently we've got bullish divergence here on the RSI, so we can see it's sort of trending higher here while price trended lower, and that's led to a bit of a bounce, but a lot of sort of overlap here. Doesn't look particularly bullish. There'll be a lot of trapped sellers, a lot of resistance as you go along. So I think there's still a risk it could go to a new low. I mean, if this is the low, I think for a sustained move it'll need to move sideways and build a bit more of a base. Okay, Terracom. So over the past year we can see we've got that downtrend. It's still in a downtrend, but most recently what you've got is a bounce off this low that only took a few days, and then it's eased all the way back to retest it, starting to sort of level out. So potentially you can get a big move off of this, and that's your next buy signal. I mean, ideally you want to see it even get through these peaks here near 50 cents. So look, shorter term you might get some sort of move, but to put in perspective, you've still got the downtrend, and it needs to start breaking some previous highs first. Okay, Botanix. So I mean, it's generally trending. I mean, the daily ranges are quite big because once you get through 10 cents, you've got these half-cent increments. So it always looks very choppy and it's hard to get a bit of a read, but obviously generally trending. We could see that up until July we had this resistance at 12 cents. It rejected off it twice and finally broke through on big volume. So that would have been the most recent buy, but good to see that it's come back and bounced off the 12 cent level. So I mean, that's a positive. That would have to be a stop level therefore at 12 cents. But I think to buy, it's hard to know what it wants to do, but I think if you can get through sort of 15 cents on volume and just clear this, then that could be a potential buy signal. Okay, Patriot Metals. So, hasn't been listed long. This is all we've got. Clearly there's some resistance near $2, so it's rejected off that a few times. So that's a positive to see a fairly obvious level like that develop. I mean, in terms of what it's doing here, it's hard to get a bit of a read on it. You've got sort of big movements sort of down and back up and volume coming in at odd times. So yeah, hard to get a bit of a read on what it might want to do here. But I think if you're looking for a buy signal, I mean, you've got a bit of support at $1.40, so potentially if it bounces off $1.40, you could use that as a buy signal with a tight stop. But ultimately, I'd be looking at these multiple peaks here, just under $2, and basically if it can clear that and close up here, then I think that would be a stronger buy signal. Okay, well that's all for this week. If you have a request, send it through and we'll try to cover it next week for you.